With a good historical database, there is more that you can learn about contemporary issues than you might appreciate. And yet, until recently, finance textbooks, whether they were being issued in English or in Portuguese or Hungarian or any other language, would have charts of the performance of the United States as though that was typical of all markets, and of course it isn't. American investors were quite fortunate. Canals transported goods at 90% lower cost than a horse and cart. And within about 30 years, railways covered the country, and they could transport goods at 90% less than the cost of transporting them by canal. 80% of the industries that you saw in 1900 were by now essentially non-existent. And of those that are important today, 67% were essentially non-existent back in 1900. The world moves fast. Equities, if you never cashed your dividend check, would have given a performance similar to long-term bonds or similar to cash. Most of the difference between the two comes from reinvested dividends. But for the long-term investor, it's the accumulated returns that make a huge difference. Equities beat inflation in every country. The power of compound interest is remarkable. So in terms of long-term wealth, a few percent makes a huge amount of difference. That's to say, you lend money to the government, inflation protected, and they promise that in real terms they will give you back less than you lent to them. They can't get much more extreme than that. Equities do better in all conditions. So you've got some reward for equity type risk. You can see if you are buying shares at a time when real returns are low, you can expect a lower real return. It's tough, but that's the way it is. This situation that we're in, which may look difficult, is way beyond the best expectations that most people could reasonably have formed in 2009, 2010. It's important in investing to think not about timing the market, but about time in the market. In other words, to ride through these difficult periods.